Papers, as you can see, Michael Booker from The Express, Ali Oliver from Closer magazine, both here this morning. Ali to the Mail. Great picture of these conjoined twins, as was, now 7 years old.
That's right. These two girls, I love this story because it's such a success story, isn't it? These two girls were conjoined and they were separated when they were 3 months old, Sina and Miller Stevenson, and their dad is now running the marathon and selling off pieces of his artwork to raise money for Great Ormond Street. And 7 years down the line, these two girls are doing brilliantly, and they were actually standing up separately at 11 months old, which is phenomenal when you think that they were conjoined in the womb, never expected to live. Mum had terrible complications during the pregnancy and afterwards. Actually, she was very poorly.
And it says that they've got no health problems at all.
No, they're absolutely fine. And the dad says that they were curled up like little bananas, and then all of a sudden they straightened out at 11 months, and they were able to get up and walk. You know, it really is quite a miraculous story. It's lovely.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Great to have a nice, happy story. The most attractive set of underwear you could...
But can I just say, I don't know a celebrity that I've ever done a shoot with who hasn't worn a pair of Spanx underneath their dress to look as slim and as taut.
Well, that says it all.
Smooths out all the lumps and bumps.
Celebs, though,
they are
doesn't it? We
miraculous.
shouldn't believe what they really look like. It's all faked.
Yeah. Well, no, but we all wear them. Well, not all of us, perhaps.
Oh,
that's where we've been going wrong, Steve.
Ali, one of the papers today talking about the joy of the McCanns, the case being reopened in Portugal.
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually, the case is being reviewed. It's not actually being reopened as such, not yet anyway, because there's at the moment there's no new evidence. But it's great news for the McCanns because it just means that it brings more focus to the case again. It's been some time now. I think it was last May that the case was reopened by Scotland Yard. And it must be incredibly heartening for them to know that there's a Portuguese team who are concentrating on the case again, because it's going to be 5 years in May since Madeleine disappeared. So here's hoping that something comes of it this time.
Yeah. To the sun, oh dear. I tell you what, big Fat Gypsy Wedding, Ali.
Yes,
And what a delightful shot of the bride.
Oh, she looks beautiful, doesn't she? So, yeah, flipping the bird, as it were, to the onlookers. This is 16-year-old Cheyenne Pidgley.
16.
And she's marrying 17-year-old John McFadden. And they make a great couple. He picked her up last year at one of the big Fat Gypsy do's. And apparently he was, what's the word, grabbing? I believe that's the term, yeah. He grabbed her, and a year on they're getting married.
Because it was controversial on the show when he was, because it looks quite violent.
Yeah, I mean, this series, for anybody who hasn't seen it, this series is phenomenally successful because it's absolutely fascinating, because it's such a subculture. I mean, I'd never seen anything like this series when I started watching it. It's quite addictive.
It is quite something. Mind you, I have to say, they've gone out with all the style, the wedding, you know, the big meringue dress, all the tiara and all that, and this lovely guest in the bottom corner who's accessorised their electronic tag.
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
They
put some little flowers on it. That's nice, though, isn't it?
Little flowers on it. Well, I hope it didn't go off in the middle of the service.
But, you know, they would have spent, I actually don't know how much they would have spent, but probably in the region of £500,000. There's
well, more than
1,000
weddings.
People. Yeah, sorry, 1,000 people. Yeah, 1,000 people there.
It's a big wedding.
And
it looks a laugh, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It did make me laugh, though, because she said she didn't like the attention on the day.
Well,
I mean, that's why she's doing what she's doing.
She doesn't like the attention.
I mean,
and I noticed that. I want to move to First News, which is the newspaper for young people. They're looking at the circus animal ban.
Yeah. Also, I have to say, it's 300th issue this week, and that makes me happy because I think it's great. I've got kids, and my eldest really loves this paper. So, yes, that's right. At long last, they're going to finally ban circus animals completely. I mean, I have to say that I thought they were already banned, so I was quite surprised to see this story. There are around 50 wild animals still in the country working in circuses, and they're phasing it out probably in the next 12 months or so, which is great news, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, actually, it is. We'll finish off by with The Independent, Ali. Back to this, and we had it a lot yesterday, but this whole move now towards changing the whole system of adoption in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. about time something was done about this. It's been a terrible problem for many, many years. It takes forever for anybody who's gone through the adoption process, and I have friends who've gone through it. It's taken them years and years. It's been very, very painful. It's been very distressing. And Cameron is finally doing something about this and is going to make the whole adoption process much easier for families. And, you know, fundamentally, it's going to be about putting children with adoptive parents as quickly as they possibly can be placed, whether or not the right ethnic background or not. It's all about finding a good family, solid family, stable family background, and moving things along as fast as possible, really.
Yeah. The Independent, Ali, Coke.
Yeah, Coke and actually Pepsi are having to look at their formula because the state of California has said that there are carcinogens, cancer-causing chemicals in the drink as it stands at the moment. Now, actually, when you read through this, it's not quite as extreme as it sounds, because the US Food and Drug Agency have said that somebody would have to drink 1,000 cans of Pepsi or Coke a day to ingest the same dosage of the chemical given to the laboratory mice used in this test. So it's actually not quite as
That'd be a lot of burping.
dangerous. It would, wouldn't it? Yeah, you wouldn't have many teeth left after a few weeks, would you? It looks like they're going to make a small change in the manufacturing process, but no change in the actual recipe.
Right. Ali, to the Mirror, I want to look at Middleton Fashion, because we're all getting very royal this year, aren't we? And some great shots of what Kate has been wearing.
Yes, Kate has been, she was snapped yesterday in an LK Bennett outfit, which, this was a top-to-toe outfit that she wore to Leicester on the first of the Jubilee tour with the Queen. And she was also packed earlier on in the week with, in this very smart Missoni coat, which has now spawned a host of copycats already. Yeah. And I think she's great. She's such a clothes horse.
Yeah, she is, but it's a lot of high street fashion there, which is good, isn't it? It's nice. People can sort of copy it in a way.
Well, Missoni's not quite high street,
but a lot of it is. A lot of Dorothy Perkins.
And and I love that story last year where she dashed into Topshop and pulled a top on, and then it sold out within
quite right.
hours.
Oh, we're almost at